of course, what I'm suggesting, what I'm trying to point in the direction towards, to describe in some manner. Because it's always existing and already existing, because freedom is an always and already existing state of being, it means that it cannot be absent from your current experience. I think we hear that quite often. But often I think we don't pay that much attention to it. But if we really did endeavor to pay attention, at least pay attention almost in the way that a scientist would hold a theory as a possibility in order to test it out. But first they'd have to hold it as a possibility even to test it out. Otherwise you wouldn't bother testing it out. You would just throw it away because it didn't match up to your preconceived idea, which has happened a lot in the history of science. A lot of great ideas have been tossed away only to be discovered somewhat later. But if we were just to hold the idea, the possibility, that there is an already existing, always existing state of freedom or well-being in our current experience, if we actually took that as a possible truth. Of course, the only confirmation of that truth is going to come through our experience, right? Not through what we believe or what we assume, but through our own experience. And the experience of others as well. These things must be confirmed, right? It's not just you're the only one in the whole universe that experiences it. That's not very good evidence for reality, you know? So already an always existing state of freedom. And all it really requires us to actually begin to participate in it, because that's all I'm looking at right now, is just how does one begin to participate in that state of freedom? How does one begin to recognize it? How does one begin to experience it in some measure? How does one even begin to really do that? Well, again, there's a paradox at the middle of that, isn't there? You must stop trying. You must stop trying. Because in the effort, when we're efforting, when we're trying, it means we're looking in our experience for something specific. But that state of freedom isn't really something specific. It's not specific like you can look inside and find a specific thought, or a specific feeling, or a specific memory, or maybe there's a specific scratch on your arm right now, or whatever. How the seat feels underneath you. Those are all sort of specific objects you could focus your attention on. They have a certain location. But what I'm talking about isn't, we can't find it as a specific thing. So the looking always forces us to look for something specific. When you're searching for something specific, even if you're trying not to search for something specific. Does that make sense? The mere fact of searching itself means we have to be engaged in looking for something specific. Therein lies the whole paradox. Because as long as we're looking for something specific, we cannot see what is general. And freedom exists in general. You might say, everywhere, at all places, and at all times. It exists in general. It doesn't exist in a specific place, in a specific thought, in a specific idea, even in a specific understanding. And so how do we look into the nature of our own experience in such a way where we're not looking for something,